It looks cheap. It's flimsy, it's lightweight in your hands, it's because it is. And if it's $3 or $4 a piece, you're buying something you're gonna have to replace every single year. This comes to us from Eveready. You all know that name, you know, obviously the battery company. They have installed a giant monocrystalline panel into the top of each one of these solar lights. You are getting 10 for $69, 10. All right, it's not a 6-pack, 8-pack. You're gonna get 10 of these. They are absolutely beautiful. This is their very first airing of the season. We have not brought these back. These are your traditional solar light, which you stake into the ground. One of the things I wanted to show you is that these are not made of plastic on the lenses. Listen. That is a glass, I don't want to hurt my watch. That is a glass lens, and it's gonna reflect the light beautifully. These are awesome landscape lights. You're gonna get all 10. No switches, no plugs, no wires, no setting a timer. Sun goes down, these turn on, and they are absolutely beautiful. They reflect off the ground, gorgeous. These are gonna create such a beautiful atmosphere. They are item number 734909. All you do is pick a spot in your yard, and there is what I was talking about. I love the starlight pattern. Pick a spot in your yard, your patio, your driveway, wherever you want to put them, because you can put them in a plant on a patio, and they will come to life at night. They are gorgeous. Brand new. Your eyes are the first to see them. If you'd like to get them, we have 10 of them, 734909. My very good friend, Tracy Kane, is standing by, and she's going to take you on a little tour. Hello, Miss Tracy.
Hello, guys. Great to see you.
You too.
And don't you love these? They're so beautiful and so sturdy.
Yeah.
That glass is amazing. Look how thick that is. And these are by Eveready. So if you're thinking that sounds familiar, but you're not really sure, do you know they're from 1907? And they actually created the D battery, as well as the AA battery, as well as the 9-volt battery. And guess what? That battery, those mechanics, that's what powers us. That's the engine. And that's what sets us apart from those big box store light fixtures that you see. They don't have a brand name on them. No, you want Eveready, you want the best. Look at the beautiful crystalline that we have on here. So this is what's capturing that sunlight. This is what's gonna keep your fixtures lit from sundown to sun up. This time of year, now that the clocks have changed, you're really gonna notice these when you if you wake up early and it's still dark out, you're still gonna see some nice light out in your yard. And I love these for just, whether it's down by your mailbox, it's up your patio, up your driveway. What I really love is out in the backyard for pets, because a lot of times we don't have light fixtures that go all the way out to the end of our yards. And these are great because you don't need electrical wiring for these. You don't have to hire an electrician. And you can leave them out all year round because it's stainless steel construction, all glass. And then you have this great heavy duty stake that goes into your ground and is gonna last throughout all of those weather elements.
You know what, it's the easiest way to make such a huge difference in your landscape, and I tell everybody that all the time. I'm like, if you want to make the most impactful difference you can make on your property, put in solar lights. And I know we have a bunch of different versions. These are the ones that I have in my yard because I actually like the elevated light. I like the lights where I can stake them into the ground. I put them in areas where I have shrubs and things like that, and like in between, right into the mulch. And I do, and by the way, you don't need a lot of light with these because of that top-of-the-line solar panel. You probably need, on average, about 4 to 5 hours. The more you could get, the better. But my lights only get about 4 hours of sun a day. 4.5, maybe 5. Depends on the daylight savings and all that stuff. But when I wake up in the morning and come to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, 5, 6, 4, whatever, they are always on. And I love the glass design, and I love the pattern that it gives off. It gives off what we call like a starlight pattern. It is so beautiful. And I want everybody to look. And by the way, Brian, I'm gonna ask my producer, Brian, a question. I'm seeing that I have them in, do I still have them in stainless? Okay. All right, we have all colors. Okay, stainless, which is the one you're looking at there. There's a graphite color, which is more of a black color, and then there's also a bronze. I'm gonna take the stainless one, and I want everybody to look, because Tracy was talking about it. This is the quality. I want you to look at how thick that glass is, all right? They could have made this very thin and flimsy, right? But it wouldn't have been as durable. This is heavy duty glass, all right? It is not a plastic material. Glass is gonna last. Glass is not going to yellow. All right, if you have solar lights and they're getting hazy, that's because they use plastic, and plastic does that, right? Over time it ages and it starts to get a film on it. And if you're using old halogen lights, that just burns it out on the inside. We're talking about LED, and there's that reflective cone on the bottom. What that does is that's what spreads the light inside to give you that wonderful pattern that you get. This is it in stainless. I'll put the lid back on and you can actually see. I'll put my hand over the solar panel. You'll see when I cover the panel, you'll see that LED come on. There it is. And what that does is that reflects off that cone on the bottom, and the light just blows up. It really is beautiful. So if you want to get them, this is the very first airing. And let me tell you, for this price, for 10, 69 bucks for 10 solar lights. I remember 2 or 3 years ago, we were doing like a 10 or a 12 pack. It's like $139. So you are getting the best quality at the best price we've ever done. Tracy, I think everybody should get them. It makes a huge difference in what your property looks like.
Oh, absolutely, Guy. And it also has a sense of security. You know, we were away for spring break. I came home and I have hardwire and I have solar lights in my front yard. My hardwire lights were not working and my house was dark. So thank goodness I had solar lights out front that my neighbors and maybe my not neighbors, who knows who's prowling around, didn't know we were away because our yard was still lit up with our solar lights. Now, when you get these at home, they're going to have a little green tab. This is where that solar battery goes in. You're gonna have a little green tab, you just slide that out, and they already come semi-charged for you. So you're gonna get immediate gratification. Pull that little tab out, you put your little lids on, and then you get to decide where you get to put these 10 lights. So whether you wanna use them in your front yard or use them in your backyard, I love also is that you can use these in different areas. So maybe normally you put them in your front yard, but you're having a party and you wanna pull them in the back, like I'm doing for my kids this coming weekend. They both just turned 16, so we're having a little mini Sweet 16 gathering. I'm gonna take all my solar lights and put them in my backyard and put them around the landscaping around the pool so that we have that brightness in the evening. But that's a beauty of having that solar light and not that hard wire light. And that starburst effect is just so beautiful.
Well, listen, if you get hard wire, you gotta pay for the energy cost, okay? And you gotta pay for somebody to install them. I don't know when's the last time you ever tried to install wires in the ground, but you have to dig, you gotta dig a 4 or 5 inch trench wherever the wire is. That could be 50, 60 feet. It's so much work. These, you wanna see the install? You take them, put the bottom on, put the lid on, take it out in the grass, and shove it in the ground. That is it. That's your whole install. Once you do that, you don't have to do anything. These maintain themselves. Just put them in an area where they're gonna get a decent amount of light throughout the day. And then at nighttime, they're just gonna come on. And you know, one of the big things that I really got them for, and I've had solar lights everywhere I've lived, every house that I've owned, and I've owned probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 different houses. I always install solar lights if they're not only already there. Many years ago, all we had was the wired option. Now with solar, it makes life so easy. And because you're talking about LED bulbs versus halogen bulbs or incandescent bulbs, the bulbs last forever. So I remember when I used to have, when I was living in Arizona, I had wired lights. I had to replace halogen bulbs every month. I mean, every single month, one of them would blow out because they burn like 300 or 400 degrees. That's why regular halogen bulbs and regular wired systems, you'll see the light will, when it rains, steam comes off of it. That's how hot it is. These run cool. There's no energy cost. I always say the Lord's paying for it, right? Because it comes from the sunshine. So you have nothing to do but stick them in the ground. Anybody can get them. It's our most affordable, largest configuration of solar lights in traditional solar lights. When I say traditional, I mean the kind that stake into the ground. The best price I've ever seen on a 10-pack. We got people, Tracy, buying more than one set. I want to show everybody the color difference if I can. It's really hard to see, but the bronze, this is the bronze, and I don't know if you can see, it's kind of a light brown color. You guys can tell that, right? The one that's in front of me here, this is the graphite. So it's a real deep, deep, deep charcoal. You can sort of see the difference there. You can almost see the difference in the lid. This is the brown, the bronze, and this is the graphite. 450 left in the graphite, and then of course this is easy to be able to see the difference in that one. Stainless is usually the most popular. I'm not sure if it is today, but it is the most. Bronze is actually the most popular today, but you are going to get these beautiful, beautiful, all metal housing construction, all glass. You're going to love these, all right? And they're so easy to install. And you know, You know who would appreciate this, Tracy? Your neighbors. Because when you see light, when you see light in a property, A, it shows me people care about the property, and B, it shows me somebody probably is there. So you get not only that great look and that great neighborhood appeal, but you get a real good amount of security as well. Nobody's gonna walk into a house that's lit up. They're gonna go to the dark house, the one at the end of the street, right? So this is a great way to give yourself a little bit of security. And Tracy's earlier point, you can keep them permanent or temporary. I actually have solar lights that I unplug and I take them down to the beach at night and I stick them in the sand. And people love it. You can put them around your little towel, bring a little bottle of wine out there. Very romantic, very nice. That's how beautiful they look at night when they light up your landscape. They really are beautiful. Tracy, got about 2 minutes left.
So, you know, Guy, we're going to thankfully be heading into the season where summer, we tend to lose power a little more often. So think about, you can always bring these inside too if your power goes out because they're already charged by the sun. You don't have to worry about having these for electricity. And then think about the other areas that you can use it. So not just in the ground, but as you can see next to me, I have them in a pot. So think about all your containers. If you just have a deck and you don't have a big backyard, these are amazing on your deck because a lot of times you're just given a big floodlight that's so bright and annoying. This gives it a beautiful soft glow. So when you're sitting there, it really creates a beautiful atmosphere. It's just an enjoying area to be sitting around. I like to put, one in some of my herb pots and just scatter them throughout the backyard at the same time. So it's nice having that height difference. It's nice having that variety of and different places you're able to use these, and you're not just locked into putting them in the ground. And I will say, when we walk every night, we walk our dogs, and when I walk through the neighborhood, you definitely stop and you appreciate those homes that have that special lighting in the yard. Or those people really care about their homes. They show love for their homes. And that's what you can do with the solar lights. You don't have to have that electrician. And your neighbors are going to stop you and ask you, who did you use? Where did you get your lights from? Because they really do create that amazing eye-catching appeal.
Tracy, wouldn't you say, like, when you look at these lights, these look like ones that you would, like a professional installer would put in. They really look,
for sure.
Right?
Yes, I mean, I've told you guys, I have hardwire and solar in my front yard. You cannot tell the difference which is which. I mean, the solar lighting has come so far. I know it used to be like, oh, you're using solar? Like, everybody could tell that glare that they gave up. This is a beautiful glow now.
Well, you know what the problem was is that what they did, Tracy, initially, when they made solar, they didn't really put a lot of attention into how the light was made. They put a little solar panel on top, and because solar panels are expensive, they would cheap out on the rest of the light, which is why a lot of the original solar lights were all plastic, and they were crap. They really were. No, they wouldn't last. They'd last you one season. Now with the metal housing and with the glass lens on this one from Eveready, you have a light that's going to last you year after year after year with no maintenance. The only maintenance is you may want to move them once in a while, right? You don't even take
exactly.
I don't even take mine in the, if you're living in the winter, summer, a place where you get bad weather, snow, so people leave them out there. I'm in Florida. I never take mine down. I'm just like, I just love them because they're so beautiful. And Tracy, let's talk about that pattern that they give off. It's so pretty.
I was just thinking, as you were saying about the snow and up north, like it looks amazing on the snow itself too, like at night. So you have that 5 foot of light going around your fixture, and it's that starburst. If you put them close enough, then that pattern's gonna overlay each other, and it almost looks like a laser light show on your patio, on your sidewalk, or you can space them far apart because they do have a really nice brightness to them. It gives you that ability to be able to put a nice spacing through it, so it doesn't look like you have a runway going up your driveway.
No, they're beautiful. They really are, and they make, listen, you owe it to yourself to enjoy your own property, right? You want to walk out there at night. You want to feel safe and secure. You want something that's going to beautify your yard. This is the easiest way to do it. This is the lowest price. And by the way, if you get an 8-cent credit card, $40 off. $29.95 if you get a brand new card today. That's a really great deal. Item number is 734909. Now, if you want the graphite, I have 300 sets remaining in the graphite gray. If you want to get, that's more of like a black. It's like it's like pencil lead. You know that color, just that deep sort of gray color. Tracy Kane, you're amazing. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Great to see you, Guy. Thank you.
All right, honey. We'll see you again soon. 734909. Hey, if you're looking over my shoulder there, you see that beautiful Today Special? That is our solar wind spinner. So many, I don't even know what, 5,000 or 6,000 already spoken